approach as a coach. Like,
let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
the guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
Steel City Live. Welcome to our live Pittsburgh Steelers pregame show. Thank you for joining in. We definitely appreciate your comments, questions, and concerns. Always welcome here. What's up, Tom Ford? See you in the chat early. But yeah, we're going to dive into all of the playoff scenarios, all of the Pittsburgh Steelers ways in, outs of the playoffs here as they attempt to get that last spot in the AFC. There's one spot remaining, and that is the AFC North champion. Who will that be? Will that be the Baltimore Ravens, who beat the Packers last night in a stunning performance from Derrick Henry? Or will that be the Pittsburgh Steelers? Can they close it out today in Cleveland, in the shit bowl, where they've had a little bit of trouble? We remember that iconic snow game last year, the snow globe game, where Jameis Winston was able to outduel the Pittsburgh Steelers and get them in the loss column. And that was a devastating loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, you have a football team that's now on a roll here. That stems back to week, I believe, 14, when they went and faced the Baltimore Ravens in M&T Bank Stadium inside of Baltimore, Maryland, where the Steelers were able to come away with a victory. Now they will be minus star receiver DK Metcalf due to his own selfishness, his own bullshit, and that is going to hurt big time. But the additions of Adam Thielen, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, give the Steelers still that veteran presence inside of that wide receiver room that we've been looking for quite some time. And now let's see if the Steelers are going to be able to utilize those tight ends, utilize the veteran presence of Valdez, Scantling, and Thielen and company to overtake the Cleveland Browns and finalize this AFC North here today in Week 17. I warned you, though. I warned you all weeks and weeks and weeks ago. This isn't new. I warned you probably back in, I don't know, week 4, week 3, and I've been saying it all season. The NFL gets what the NFL wants, and what they want is a week 18 matchup with the Baltimore Ravens that means absolutely everything. That is what they want. That is what's best for business. That is probably, I hate to say it, probably what they're going to get. And that is starting to really turn me off about the NFL. I got to be honest, guys. Predicting the games and who's going to win isn't the hard part. Where they get you is predicting scores. That's how they control everything that way, and that's how they make it seem as though things aren't what I believe them to be. And it's starting to really weigh on me, man. And I keep thinking about it day after day after day. And we're gonna see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Steelers are able to finalize this and get things going and get that 4th seed wrapped up here in week 17. And we'll talk about what that may mean for the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. Tom Ford says the Packers already clinched a playoff berth, so they didn't care about last night's game. I don't think they clinched, Tom. I don't think they clinched. I think they were playing for their playoff life. I think that there's still a possibility that other teams could overtake them if they win out. So I'm not sure. They definitely cared. They definitely tried. Malik Willis, though, Tennessee Titan, when he was there, played horrible. Looked like a absolute bust. And I still don't think he's where he needs to be, but I got to give that young man credit. Despite the injuries that he's faced over the last couple weeks, he's really shown me a little bit. He shows me that competitive fire, and I really like that. And that willingness to learn, that willingness to adapt. And I like that from Malik Willis. So we'll congratulate Malik on playing really well. It's hard, though, when you can't stop the run and Derrick Henry beats you for 4 or 5 touchdowns, whatever the hell he scored, some crazy amount of touchdowns. So it's really hard to overcome that if you're anybody. Although with the win, or the Ravens win, the Bears also clinched a playoff berth. Yeah, they're the division champs, I believe. I'm feeling okay, man. I did come down with some sickness there, guys. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that, but it was not good. But I was feeling really, really shitty. but we're back, man, and ready to roll. My guess is that Art Rooney II will extend Tomlin after this season. Yeah, guys, I've told you that. We all want to say right here. Tim Manto even says, "Do you keep Tomlin?" I told you this, guys, and it's not does Jason want or do you want? It doesn't matter what you want or what I want. None of that matters. What matters is this: the Steelers have basically given Mike Tomlin a pass to come and go as he pleases. When Tomlin sees fit, that's when this all ends, guys. It isn't the Steelers going to fire Mike Tomlin. This isn't the Steelers moving on from Mike Tomlin. It won't happen. I told you the guys that. So the conversation, yes, it's one that we have sometimes because you get frustrated with some of the things that Mike Tomlin's done over the years. And then you give him his flowers when they do well, but still, you want to see the team maybe move in a different direction, and it's for not the conversation doesn't matter. It does not matter, not even a little bit, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to keep Mike Tomlin until Mike Tomlin says so. What's up, Zach Curry in the house? What's up, man? Big challenger. If the Steelers lose, they won't win next week either. Maybe, maybe not. And again, you heard what I was talking about, challenger, about how I think this is all kind of rigged a little bit, man. And again, the NFL gets what it wants, and I told you exactly what was going to happen, and I haven't been wrong about that. That the NFL wanted Week 18 to mean so much. It wanted the NFL to have a division that has a battle-tested team come out of it with a storybook season to where maybe they can go on a roll. I'll say this, and I'm going to go out on a crazy limb here, and people may think I'm nuts for saying it. Whoever wins the AFC North is going to make the Super Bowl, will be the representative for the Super Bowl in the AFC. You mark my words, you can take it to the bank right now. Whichever team right now wins this AFC North, people may think I'm nuts, and I might even think I'm nuts a little bit for saying this. Whichever team comes out of the fourth and gets this fourth seed and goes from the AFC North into the AFC Conference playoffs will represent the AFC inside of the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they win it, but I am telling you they represent the AFC Conference in the Super Bowl. Why? It is a storybook ratings, massive ratings story for the NFL. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Maybe the NFL will prove me wrong. But from what I see right now, and I know it may sound crazy to say the Steelers represent this in the Super Bowl. The beat up Ravens represent something represent the conference in the Super Bowl. Whichever team comes out of this, it is a storybook, massive storybook ratings, high ratings for the NFL on a storybook season. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, the NFL gets what the NFL wants. And what does the NFL want? Great storylines. Great storylines. It's becoming WWE-ish, to be honest. You think the Browns win this one? I do. I do. I think the Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers today. And I definitely believe that to be the case. How I believe it's going to happen, this is how I think it's going to happen, is that the Pittsburgh Steelers lose in Week 18 to the Baltimore Ravens at Acrisure Stadium in a heartbreaker by 1 point. On a last-minute field goal, a storybook season comes to an end, leading the AFC North from start to finish, basically, except for one little hiccup there around the middle part where the Ravens climbed over top of them due to a tiebreaker at that time. That the Steelers just battle tested with Aaron Rodgers, or it could be the exact opposite. Aaron Rodgers rides off into the sunset. I'm telling you guys, this is not crazy. At least I don't think so, but sometimes I think I'm crazy for thinking all these wild thoughts. I have all these wild thoughts going through my head about this shit, and it's nuts. Oh, they clinched already? I didn't know that. I don't follow the NFC as much, guys. I've been really locked into this AFC stuff right now. So if somebody did clinch in the NFC, you would know better than me. Packers are a wild card team, lost the division title. Okay. You guys would know better than me. I didn't know. You guys, honestly, I don't follow it good enough on the NFC right now. I will when the playoffs happen. But right now, guys, I'm locked in on what we got going on here in the North. Aussie Tank says 28-17, and that's the Steelers. He said Pittsburgh wins. Our friend Extra Black says The Browns currently have the third pick in the NFL draft. If they win, they fall to the 7. No way they're trying very hard. The Packers clinched when the Steelers beat the Lions last week. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you, Extra Black. I really didn't know, guys. I don't follow the NFC as good as I probably should, but when it comes playoff time, I will. Fans quit going to games. We will have to have a say. Yeah, sadly though, when you say that, and a lot of fans will say that, they'll say, "Quit going to games." The TV contracts is what pays most of the bills, guys. They're so much money, guys. So much money. They could run strictly off of TV contracts. You saw that during COVID. So yeah, I mean it's a good idea, and I think it would eventually hurt, but I think that would take a little bit of time to derail the freight train that they call the NFL. Daniel Warman in the house, good to see you, man. He says the refs will be under a microscope today. Jack Sawyer would be playing more. Go Steelers, should be playing more. Yeah, well, he'll get the snaps. TJ Watt out again today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, a lot of people seem to think it, man. This season is do or die for A-Rod and Tomlin and Cam. Yeah, and it's for TJ Watt too, really. His chances are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. And to not have any Watt brother go out as a champion would be a travesty, man, wouldn't it? I do believe the NFL is at least partially scripted. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Houston does look pretty good, and that's my team that if the AFC North winner doesn't go and represent the Super Bowl in the Super Bowl for the AFC, it has to be the Texans. They're such a great team to watch, guys. I don't watch a lot of other teams because I don't like them. I like the Steelers. Now I watch football though just because I love football, but I'm not invested in it. One team I can be invested in is that young Houston Texans team. Why? Because they are young and exciting. And CJ Stroud, a man of God, I really admire what he's doing. If the Steelers lose and miss out on the playoffs, Tomlin needs fired. Yeah, I mean, it would be definitely a travesty to lead basically for 99% of the season and not to make the playoffs. It would be very, very bad. Extra Black, so glad you said the Steelers will lose. That's definitely a guaranteed win for us. You know I said it, Extra Black, for you. You brought that up before, brother. All right, guys, let's take a look here at the AFC North standings currently right now inside of the AFC North. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing here to the channel here on Mic Drop Sports and our live Pittsburgh Steelers pregame show here on Steel City Live. AFC North right now, the standings, the Steelers sit 9-6, and you have a Ravens football team that is 8-8. What would happen, guys, if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose today? They'd fall to 9-7. That would give the Baltimore Ravens an open door to go in to Acrisure Stadium and still have a chance to win the AFC North. And that would be dependent on some things also. So I'm not exactly sure 1,000% what all needs to transpire if it's just a simple win, but we will talk about that here in 1 second because I will give you the Pittsburgh Steelers playoff probability percentage right now. Steelers playoff chances. The Steelers have an estimated 79% chance to make the playoffs entering into week 17. According to NFL's Next Gen Stats, a win over the Browns would guarantee them a postseason berth, while a loss would set up a winner go home against the Ravens in week 18. So there you go, guys. That tells you what it is for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and here are the scenarios. The Steelers win or tie against the Cleveland Browns in week 17, or Steelers win or tie against Baltimore in week 18. Those are their two chances. Those are their two scenarios in order to make the playoffs. Basically, the Steelers control their own destiny, my friends. A win by the Pittsburgh Steelers or a tie. They just got to hold on for a fucking tie. Puts the Pittsburgh Steelers inside of the AFC playoffs, and it's definitely challenging. You look right here on November 21st, 2024, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns played a game on a Thursday night. Where it was one of the most iconic games, a snow globe game. Pittsburgh ended up falling in that game on a Jameson Winston-led game-winning drive to give the Browns a 24-19 win. The Steelers have not won in their last 3 tries up on Lake Erie, and the weather has been a factor in some of those games. That is kind of crazy, isn't it, my friends? So let's go to the AccuWeather forecast for today's game. The temperature might not be all that cold today, but according to AccuWeather, the wind and rain combination could make it a hassle for the players. There's expected to be constant showers or consistent showers on the ground throughout the pregame and through the entirety of the game with sustained winds of over 15 miles per hour. Gusts could reach over 30 miles per hour, which could affect throwing the football down the field and the field goal kicking. One thing that we got to say that we really have an advantage here is Aaron Rodgers knows how to throw the football in the cold and nasty weather. Why? Because he does have very big hands. And that is something that has always been a very big tool for Aaron Rodgers and him moving forward. Also, Myles Garrett. Do you hold him today if he's going to get a sack on Aaron Rodgers? Can the Steelers prevent him from chasing history and overtaking the single season sack record? That would definitely not be something the Steelers want to have happen against them. And we got to say this: the Steelers typically play Myles Garrett very, very well, and I think Myles Garrett is severely overrated. But that's just my opinion. All right, guys, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. We appreciate that. Let's get back to the chat real quick. I also want to talk about Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson and something that was leaked about Lamar over the week, and we want to talk about that. Rain, win, turnovers. Who wins? I believe this is a Cleveland Browns win today. I believe they win 24-21 over the Pittsburgh Steelers, forcing a game, a Week 18 do or die at Acrisure Stadium for the AFC North crown. That's what I believe happens today. That's what I believe benefits the NFL most. Tom Ford, my brother lives in Ohio. He's a huge Browns fan. I will a lot of shit. I will talk a lot of shit if the Steelers. I will take a lot of shit if the Steelers lose today. Absolutely, you will, no doubt. Roberta Campbell, good game day morning. Absolutely, good to see you, Roberta. Challenger, what good is Watt if he's never available when we need him most? I feel like he's available a good bit. I don't know. I feel like definitely his production's down, but we got to take into consideration how much that guy gets chipped, how much that guy gets held. There's a lot of variables that go into Watt's play. Do I want to pay him $41 million a year? Absolutely not. But there's a lot that goes into why TJ Watt is TJ Watt and what has transpired over the last season. I'm superstitious. I believe it. Me too, man. Daniel Warman. I feel that the Steelers will blow out Cleveland 45-17. I just think that a blowout's going to be hard either way, guys. And the reason is because of the rain and the wind. Throwing a football in 30 mile per hour wind is really, really hard. What's going to have to happen for the Steelers in order for them to be very, very successful today is going through the ground. Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren have to have a spectacular day. They have to really be able to take this game over. Running the football is going to be the way the Steelers get this done, not through the arm of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers will play pivotal role in this game, no doubt about it, and there will be some big pass plays if the Steelers are able to get this thing done. But on the ground today has to be a stellar performance, and I look for, if the Steelers are able to pull it out, I look for Jalen Warren to have another fantastic day, another 100-plus yard game. You saw in Detroit 2 touchdowns, 143 on the ground for Jalen Warren, I do believe. But what a stellar day for Jalen, 2 45-yard touchdown runs in that game in Detroit. Even though the Browns have a bad record, they still have a good run stop defense. Absolutely. And this is their Super Bowl, guys. This is the only thing every year for the Cleveland Browns to play for. They're not playing for championships in Cleveland. They're playing for this and this alone. How can they spoil Pittsburgh or the Baltimore Ravens? How can they spoil one of their seasons? That's all they play for every year. That's all they're ever good for. They are good for nothing else. They don't compete for championships in Cleveland. That's definitely not the standard there. Competing in the playoffs, for championships. That's not the standard in Cleveland. It's just how they can fuck over a Cleveland or a Baltimore Ravens team or a Pittsburgh Steelers team. Why? Because the Cleveland Browns are the Baltimore Ravens, basically. Cleveland moved to Baltimore, creating the Ravens. The Baltimore or the Cleveland Browns then get an expansion team to restart the Cleveland Browns. The Steelers being the owners of the Cleveland Browns over the years and their biggest rival. That's why. That's why you exclude the Bengals because yeah, the Bengals are the Bengals, but when you talk about the biggest rivals and what they play for most, it's those two teams. What did Mark say here? He says, yeah, win or tie today. Let the banged up guys sit next week. I mean, you can. I just gotta say this: if they are able to continue this streak and continue to improve offensively, continue to do the things that they've been doing here over the last couple weeks, and getting on this roll, I think it is a detrimental move to rest people in Week 18 and just sit there and act like it doesn't matter because I think taking that time disrupts chemistry. That's just my opinion. I've seen lots of teams go and do that and lose. Now I've seen teams get healthy that way too. I'm just one that believes that when you're on a roll, you stay on a roll. You don't disrupt that. You stay doing what you're doing. Challenger says really crappy weather in Ohio. Yeah, it seems like it, man. No, it's not. Absolutely not. I don't care if the Browns were 16-0 right now, 17-0 right now. Losing to the Browns is not acceptable ever. Go Browns. You mean go Browns? Good to see you. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. If you're not already, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel here at Mike Drop Sports. We truly appreciate it. Thank you for joining us here on our live Pittsburgh Steelers pregame show. We're going to dive into all your comments, questions, and concerns as usual. But what are the keys to today's game? And sorry for your loss there, Challenger, man. And prayers for your brother passed away 5 years ago. Definitely need to get a win for that. No doubt about it, man. Sorry about that. But let's talk about some of the things the Steelers need to do well today in order to win. And that's control the football and time of possession has to be imperative. Why? Because that Cleveland defense can cause problems. They are good defense. So you need to be able to control the line of scrimmage today. And this Pittsburgh Steelers young offensive line has to be able to come out and be very, very good today. That's going to be very, very important. Also, the run game. We talked about the run game being very, very important today. And let's talk about Aaron Rodgers' 2025 stat lines. Aaron Rodgers right now, 2,860 yards, 23 touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers, 7 interceptions, and a QBR of 44.3, which is tied for 23rd, or is 23rd in the National Football League. 7 interceptions is tied for 15th in the National Football League. 23 touchdown passes is tied for 11th. Right now in the NFL. And Aaron Rodgers is doing really, really well. When's the last time you heard of a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback having 25 touchdown passes in week 17 here of the NFL season? Not very often, guys, since Big Ben. That's about it. And that's definitely what it's going to be, man. But yeah, 2 losses. 2 of those times the Steelers have lost in Cleveland here as of late. The Steelers have lost on a short week going up to Cleveland to play on a Thursday night football game. Last year's weather was a huge factor, and this year it could be a factor as well. But that's the last 2 losses for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland, guys. So I want to remind you that. But those have been on short weeks, and Mike Tomlin has had a whole week to prepare. This football team has had a whole week to prepare. Again, the DK Metcalf thing is absolutely fucking ridiculous, guys. I think that could derail this season. If the Pittsburgh Steelers end up missing the playoffs and falling 2 weeks in a row to AFC North divisional opponents and losing a division that they have won basically from start to finish here in 2025, you could blame DK Metcalf, and that's a tradable offense to me. That's a get rid of DK type fucking move there. I couldn't look him in the face ever again if that's the case. Honestly, this selfishness is horrible. Weather actually looks like it's going to be nice. 50s, 13 mile per hour winds, 1 to 4% chance of rain through 4 p.m. I just went off of AccuWeather. Don't shoot the messenger, Mark. That's what AccuWeather told me. And that was the report. I copied it right off of their page, man. That was the report they gave me. Yeah, we got some fans, Challenger and them. They're in Ohio. I don't know if they're exactly in Cleveland, but they're right there. They know the weather. Miss P, We better win today, but I know in my heart we're going to lose today. Yeah, me too, man. Steelers have a chance to seal a playoff berth. It's birth, not birth. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, my fault, man. I probably misspelled that. Yeah, I hear you. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes my shit changes too. You got to watch spell check. It doesn't understand context of words half the time. Um, Maybe sometimes it'll change, like if you're spelling your wrong or something. The 500 ways you could spell your. But sometimes it'll change that in the correct context. Sometimes it'll make two in the correct context, TOO or TO. They'll do that. But sometimes it changes shit on me. And yeah, it is what it is, man. And I don't really care. I get it, man. I just don't care enough. I don't. I'm not here. Yeah, I'm a monetized channel and I make money off of it, no doubt. But it doesn't pay my bills. So if I misspell something here and there, or something is not correct, I don't give a fuck. I hate to tell you, I don't care. I just don't give a fuck. If the Steelers miss the playoffs, I'm gonna point the finger at DK. You can't. I agree. I agree. That's what I say too, Challenger. Roberta Campbell. Crap, sorry, trying bad. I feel like the refs will help Miles get the record. I am praying our O line doesn't allow it to happen. Plus, I believe TJ is better than linebacker than Miles. Yeah, they play two different types of positions too, though. You look at how the defenses are set up, and I feel like yeah, they're both Miles. I feel like does a little bit different thing than TJ. TJ's a little bit different of an animal. So yeah, they're both pass rushers, no doubt. But I feel like Miles does some different things as opposed to TJ, and what the game plan is for both. Grim Medusa, that Lions fan is certified, documented, scientifically proven a whole ass bitch. DK, pay me 30,000. I'll pop him and sit in jail for it. Just joking. That's the old me. Yeah, I hear you, man. I would too. Though DK got to be responsible. You're a professional athlete making $33.5 million a year. You can't act like a fucking dick beater. So DK deserves all the blame, not the fan. Yeah, I'd still have Rogers, Thielen, MVS, get reps. Me too. I like to just create the timing. I'm not saying you don't rest them throughout the game. Maybe play them half the game, something. I just think you keep it going a little bit, and you try to continue that. I'm not sure, Daniel. I didn't look at that. Mark's saying it's going to be nice, and then everybody in Ohio is saying it's shitty weather. And then AccuWeather said shitty. I don't know, boys and girls. We'll just have to wait until it turns on. Yeah, shitty weather here in Ohio. Mark, I don't know, buddy. I don't know what's going to happen. I believe the Browns will be playing to just hurt the Steelers players. I predict Aaron Rodgers will be targeted. Yeah, I don't think people go out there deliberately trying to hurt people. I don't think that happens in the NFL. I don't. I hope not, because man, that's sad to go out there and deliberately try to hurt people. You should be deliberately or expelled from the league forever if you're found to ever be doing that. You should never play a snap of football ever. I always believe in physical, tough play and taking somebody's soul every time you hit them. I do believe in that, but I don't believe in purposely hurting people. And if you do, you deserve to be fucking thrown in jail. Really, I think it's a horrible, horrible thing to do. And I don't think that that's the case, but we'll see. DK is a head case. Guy has a long history of detrimental behavior. Seattle was glad to get rid of him. Yeah, I don't think he has a history of like just bad stuff that he's done. I think that's not true. Has he been a little bit of a head case? Yeah, you're right about that. But has he been like a distraction to the team and hurt the team over and over and over again? No, that's not true. But maybe they were glad to get rid of him. I don't know, but he's definitely a quality target when he's on the football field. It's just definitely something that he definitely had a big fucking mental lapse and deserves to be punished for it. Spell check goes off the rails sometimes. Yeah, it does, man. And then you got internet police that our grammar police that think that because they can fucking spot out one misspelled word, that there's some ultra intelligent motherfucker, you know? I hate that too. If there's a misspelled word, cool, whatever. I don't even point it out to people, man. It is what it is. Because guess what, man? I have a college education. I'm not the grammar police. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to insult anybody's intelligence, or I just overlook it and realize this. When people are putting things together, sometimes there's mistakes made. It's anything in life. Sometimes there are mistakes made. You just work through it. That's just called life. When you let the mistakes bother you forever, that's when it's a problem. I personally hope they don't keep him no matter how the game goes. He showed he's not interested in winning. He's not focused enough for me. Oh, you're talking about DK? Yeah, he's just a phenomenal talent, and they invested a lot of money into him, and they might get off $45 million for the better. And yeah, they're both pass rushers, but it is what it is. But they do definitely both play different styles, different ways. Yeah, no shit. What's up, Armin? What is your score prediction for the Browns Steelers match? 24-21 Cleveland. What's up? Good to see you. Got to set the tone. That's true. Yeah, you definitely do. Every weather app says something different. Every weather channel lies. You ain't lying, man. That's the only fucking job you can have that you can be dead wrong, constantly wrong, and still have a job. That is the only profession that you can screw up daily and still be able to. I'll show you a link from YouTube. He has issues. I'm not saying that he doesn't, Challenger. I agree, and I get it, man. I get it. I can't click on links from here. I won't be able to see it. You have to send it to me privately. I won't be able to do it, or put it in a comment on another video after the video uploads or something. I can't do it from here. But he has not hurt this. He didn't hurt the Seattle Seahawks all the time. He doesn't have tremendous off-field issues and shit like that. That's not true. And it's not. Is he a head case and a diva wide receiver? Absolutely. You're 1,000% right about that. But has he cost the Seattle Seahawks games? No. Has he been a bad person off the field? No. That's just not true. But is he a fucking psycho? Yes, you're accurate there. Sell me. Here we go. Tom Ford, even though Cleveland is said to have a good run stopping defense, I still believe that Gainwell will have a big game. Yeah, Gainwell definitely. I think too. This is another thing I wanted to bring up about the run game, especially when Tom just brought this up. That Gainwell and Warren are really, really good out of the backfield. And if perhaps the weather reports are accurate in terms of the wind and things of that nature, the rain, you're going to want to use short to intermediate passing game along with that run game. And who better than Gainwell and Warren out of the backfield to be able to do those things? Also, I think you'd really need to take advantage of those quick off the ball, fast passes to the tight ends, those quick slants, the drags, things of that nature. If you have to get rolling out, that could be your safety valve, having those short drags across the field. I think those could be your safety valves if you're trying to utilize that short to intermediate pass game. If something's not there right away, roll out a little bit, dump the ball down one of those drags, and we'll see if they can live to play another snap. But definitely. I live an hour away from Cleveland, right on Lake Erie. It's rainy and windy. Well, there you go, guys. He's right there. Challenger's right there. He lives right an hour away from Cleveland. So definitely probably pretty accurate there. And if the weather hasn't moved in there, it's probably moving in there. What's up, another Wombat? Yes, I hope you guys did too. Should be able to run it up on Cleveland without DK. I hope so, man. I just want to see the Steelers end this, guys. I'm sick of nail biting it down to the last week all the time. That's the problem I have with Mike Tomlin, is constant backing into the fucking playoff shit, never being securely into the show. And then when you do get there, you just lay an egg and it isn't even worth watching the game. That's my biggest problem with Mike Tomlin, you know? So we'll see. But, man, I hope the Steelers end this today. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Everybody's gonna. The weather's fucking crazy. All right, guys. Again, I think the Steelers are going to lose today, 24-21. I think it's going to be a big issue today. I think the weather might play a role, no doubt about it. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a little bit limited if that's the case in terms of being able to push the ball down the field, not only because of that, but the absence of DK Metcalf. But also, I think DK Metcalf being gone could open things up for the Pittsburgh Steelers in some other ways. I think that it could put a little bit uh, more ability for Aaron Rodgers not to force it to DK all the time because that's his number one target. And to do a little bit more of the same of what you saw in Detroit, spreading the football around to 9, 10 different guys, I would like to see that again. I would like to see them spreading the ball around, and I think that gives Aaron Rodgers a little bit more liberty to do that, not worrying about getting the ball to DK constantly, where you could just say to yourself, fuck it, who's open? Let's roll, man. Let's design some plays for different players each and every time and try to get the Cleveland Browns defense guessing. That's what the Steelers need to do. And when there is open spots inside of the weather, I'm talking the winds died down a little bit. I think the Steelers need to attack and be ultra aggressive. How do you control Shador Sanders today? I think you put pressure on him and force him to climb the pocket and to stay inside of the pocket. That's what I think you do. And I think you can beat him that way and beat him up pretty good. Oh, we did that. Sorry, guys, I'm bringing shit up. There we go. Watch Will Howard be the next Tom Brady. We could only hope, man. And hopefully the Steelers find that out before they let him go. All right, guys. Any other comments, questions, and concerns here on our live Pittsburgh Steelers pregame show? We will be back with our postgame show. Maybe Sean can join us after the game. I don't know what his plans are for today. Um, but again, when the game's early, I don't want to message anybody to have them come on because it's like a 5, 6 hour time difference. So you don't want to be messaging people at 5:30 in the fucking morning. You know what I mean? Their time. So yeah. But again, keys to victory today. Steelers got to run the football offensively and be able to utilize multiple targets today. It just can't be one guy. They got to utilize and spread the ball around and utilize their tight ends, utilize that run game in a big way. I think Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren got to be the stars of the show today. I think that has to be it. And when I talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers being successful offensively, it all starts up front with that Steelers offensive line. I think the offensive line is definitely very, very important today. And like always, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have a chance to really stay on roll, stay hot heading into the playoffs, and that is exactly what we want to see, man. And definitely the Steelers. That's the keys offensively. Aaron Rodgers just continue to manage the game, move the chains when needed, with some big plays, and rely on that running back room, and let them go to work and let them succeed defensively. You're talking about young players being out there like a Jack Sawyer or something. They got to come out and have a stellar game. And I think you can see just that. I think that you're going to force Shador Sanders into mistakes today. I think you see an interception from guys in the back end of that Steelers defense, maybe a Ramsey, a Duggar, something like that. I could also see Shador Sanders being sacked several times, but I could see turnovers in terms of interceptions happening aplenty today, considering the weather and considering what the Steelers defense is able to do, hopefully in front of Shador Sanders. Cam Hayward and company, they got to be able to get that push and push that pocket into the lap of Shador Sanders, and that outside pass rush got to collapse things down and force him in to making good anticipated rhythmic throws. And if you force him into that, I think you can beat him up because I don't think he can get into that rhythm with the Steelers secondary. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, everybody like, share, subscribe if you're not already, man. We appreciate it. Again, this is definitely a cool place to come and just voice your opinion. And I pretty much read every comment and put you guys into the show as best as possible. So if that's something you're looking for, you want to come here. Marlon, what's up, man? He says he's from Lake Worth, Florida. I'm a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I definitely like for us to end it today. Pittsburgh should win by 4 to 6 points. There you go. I hope you're right, Marlon. Again, guys, I'm predicting the Steelers lose today, setting up a Week 18 matchup with the Baltimore Ravens for all the marbles. I predict the Steelers lose today 24-21. And a late second field goal. I look for it to be tied late in the game and a late second field goal or last second field goal beat the Steelers 24-21. Today, black and gold 36. Hey there, the running game and the use of our tight ends should be paramount, especially up the seams like we've been doing lately. Calvin Austin III is inactive as well. DK suspended. We get to see Roman and Thielen. Yeah, you will definitely get to see Roman Wilson today. We need Darnell to play the whole game. I think that you need Darnell in there, no doubt. But I think you need to utilize Pat Fryermuth too. He can definitely help you in the pass game, and I think Jonnu Smith needs to be utilized too. Why put weapons on the field just because, or put weapons on the bench just because? Utilize them. Utilize everybody. Keep defenses guessing, guys. I always say that depth is key. Having more than you need is key in this league because of situations like this. DK being out, Calvin being out, the list goes on, whatever. These are the situations where depth starts to show. And that is why depth is paramount. That's paramount in order to win ball games in the National Football League. And you're going to see that today, the testing of the Steelers wide receiver room. Thank you, brother. God bless you. And I hope everybody had a very, 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 very Merry Christmas. We appreciate all of you for joining us so far today. We're going to wrap this up soon. Cook will be held against Garrett. We'll hold against Garrett with some help from Chippers, then release to the flat to Warren and KG. So let them come. We'll use it against them. Yeah, and Miles Garrett's going to be ultra aggressive today because of that record. So he's going to be coming. And that is exactly what you need to do. But you got to watch for inside or DBs undercutting those quick dump routes to try to minimize that pass rush by allowing that rush to come and dumping over top of their head to the checkdowns. You got to watch that you don't get undercut there. And Aaron Rodgers is very, very smart, and he's going to be able to recognize defenses, and he'll recognize when that's a possibility. And I don't think he'll go there, and I think he tries to get the football elsewhere. But again, misdirection is going to be key. Running the football is going to be key, and that's going to set up those pass plays that you want to see from the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of the short to intermediate stuff. Yeah, yeah, he will, and he can. I don't remember his name, Black and Gold, but he can. Black and Gold says, I'm going to write you down, Black and Gold, just so we know. 34-20. He says Steelers win. Okay. Some people I write down because they're in here all the time. Mark Malone, what's Mark say? 20-6 Steelers. Steelers, that's from Mark. Yeah, I write these down a lot, guys. I like Connor Hayward. That's from Tom Ford, another Wombat. I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be close, I think. I think you're right, another Wombat. I agree. Tom Connor has been doing well as a lead blocker and fullback. Yeah, I think he's done better. I still don't believe that he's an NFL player, an everyday NFL player. And I like Connor Hayward. I thought he could have been a real X factor if utilized correctly. So we'll see if they continue down that path and start to utilize him and continue to utilize him in a better way. I like that misdirection stuff that they run off the tush push. I think that that's definitely really, really cool. And I think you could build off of what they're doing there. I think you could set up some quick pass plays. And those guys are superior athletes. They can throw the football. So yeah, I think you can do a lot off of that. Let's go Steelers. Here we go. Thank you, Roberta. Applying pressure. What do you put? I'll write this down. I'll write yours down too. Applying pressure. 21-18. He says Steelers. All right. But again, guys, I think you might see a different wrinkle off of that. And don't be surprised. I don't think you'll see a pass off of it today, that tush push play for the Steelers. But I don't want you guys to be surprised if the Steelers do make it into the playoffs. If something that happens off of that tush push be a pass, a fade pass, something deep. I know. I'm talking, a quick 3-step, just bomb it up there type play off of that to win a game in the playoffs. Don't be shocked if that would happen. I hope your new year will be great, Jason, as well. Hope the wrestling goes well for the kiddo. Yeah, we were going to go to a wrestling tournament today, actually, but we would have missed this game, and we did not want to miss this game. So we're going to go next weekend to a wrestling tournament in Pennsylvania and wrestle in the novice division up there. So thank you. We appreciate it, and I'll let him know. Tom says 24-17. That's from Tom Ford. He says Browns win. That's from our man Tom Ford. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you. Again, we'll be back with our live Pittsburgh Steelers post-game show and hopefully a division title for the Pittsburgh Steelers at that time. And hopefully the Ratbirds are crying in their crab cakes down in Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, whoa. Hold up, guys. There's something that came up about Lamar Jackson, and I want to bring that up. The breakdown of an NFL player's body is natural, but Jackson could help himself. He doesn't need to be up late playing video games or falling asleep in team meetings. He wrote after noting the quarterback's multiple injuries this season. He needs to train more around the castle instead of only attending mandatory minicamps where he disappears after one day. That is from a Baltimore Ravens insider, guys. And that is talking about the character of Lamar Jackson and his work ethic. Maybe Lamar's gone lazy. I didn't think that about him. So that's food for thought moving forward in the AFC North, guys. So I definitely want to make sure you guys remember that. All right, guys, if I don't see you before the new year, which I know I will, I'll see you today on the live Pittsburgh Steelers postgame show, win or lose here today on Mike Drop Sports. Again, share the show, like the show, hit that hype button, guys. That's a new feature on here that needs to be hit. Hit that for me. I would appreciate it. And send us out into this new world here and bring new viewers into the channel and more people we could have conversation with. So until later, man, on the post game show, Steelers lose today 24-17 or 24-21. That is my prediction, and fall to the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. So that's my prediction. We'll see if it happens. Hopefully I'm dead fucking wrong.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.